Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Another day on the house build. And if you've seen the last video, you'd have seen we had some walls going up in this room. So we did have a few microphone issues in the last video. So what happened was I was doing the bricks and stuff like that, and we had a builder come around and he seen what I was doing, and he suggested this might be the easier way to go rather than actually mortaring up all the walls and stuff. So what this is like an aqua plasterboard. So that's just gone up. So in the last video we went and cut all the holes and everything, got the board sitting up all nice and snug. So all our walls here that were all feral are all looking nice and tidy now. But we can't go ahead and actually adhere it to the wall until we've got a couple of fittings down here. So we've got this fitting here and the fitting over here for the toilet. So they've got two hairline cracks in the actual fittings themselves. So nothing that the plumber's done himself. But on the 90-degree bends that come out, just on the top of the elbow, it's got like a hairline crack, and there's two fittings exactly the same. So it's not a big leak, but it's a slight weep, and we want to take care of that before we get it up, go putting all the walls on. So I was just on the phone to the plumber just before I started the video, and he's going to be back out here on Monday. It's Friday at the moment, so we've got a couple of days. But what we're going to do is, just to get started, is we're going to go and just put some holes in the wall, just mark out some wall holes. So when we started adhering the stuff to the wall, we've got a couple of anchor holes just to pull the old boards up nice and snug to the wall, so it holds it all in place while the adhesive sticks to it, and it should look fantastic. The other thing I did was I've contemplated doing, so that's where our power point was originally coming out of the wall. We're going to move it over to here, I reckon, where the center is, so that way that'll be the center of the vanity, because we'll have that, and then we'll have a couple of mirrors on each side, and it should look absolutely fantastic rather than it being offset. And I think that's just going to look a bit out of place. And the last thing we'll go and take care of today is getting rid of this toilet roll holder, because we no longer need that there. Get that off and have that wall ready pretty much for tiling. So in saying that, let's go grab the drill, start punching some holes in this wall and getting ready for some plugs. Alright guys, so not much is looking different in here, but everything's all ready to be screwed up. We've got plugs in the walls everywhere, so everything's in line. We went ahead and we've centered our power cord coming out for our power point there. While we had this bit of board off here, we went and put some cement around the actual pipework here. Absolutely fantastic. Everything's all sitting up on its own. We even went and gave it a bit of a clean up in here, got rid of all the stuff off the floor, so everything's coming along quite nicely. And Dara came in, she took care of the toilet roll holder here. She realised she didn't have the tools, so she just smashed that thing right off there. Smashed it with a hammer. Have no mercy. So took care of that for us. Absolutely fantastic. But the day's got away from us. Got to go pick up the kids from school. So we're going to call it a day here. So we'll catch you tomorrow. Alright guys, so we're back. It's Monday morning. As you've seen on Saturday, I've done a little bit, just cleaned out the shed a little bit, got rid of the old kitchen and stuff. But we're back today. It's Monday morning, ready for the plumber. As you can see, we've just gone and removed the board from here because this here is one of the fittings that's leaking. And this board over here, this fitting here. Now, it's nothing to do with what the plumber did. He done a fantastic job. But what it is fault in the actual part itself. So just here, in the actual elbow, there's a hairline crack in there. And it's just got a slightest weep, and it's the same on the other one as well. So we're just going to come back, resolder them on, and then I think he's going to be taking care of a bit more in the kitchen as well. So in saying that, we're just waiting for the plumber, and then we can get into it. Alright guys, so the plumber's just been and gone, and we've got everything sorted out. So we've got all our water pipes, our drains, we even got this pipe here, I think it was called PEX pipe, goes up into the roof, over there, and comes out over here. That's where our fridge is going to end up in the end. Super cool. So everything's sorted out in here, and we got our two fittings in the bathroom sorted out, ready to go. It's a little bit later in the day, so I'm not going to make a start in the bathroom today. But we're going to be back first thing in the morning, start chucking these walls up. Can't wait. So, we'll see you then. Okay guys, so it's the next day and we're back. We're just going to get straight into it. So the first thing we've done is we've gone and removed a couple of the panels off the wall. So I'll just do a couple at a time. Because the room's so small, we're just going to try and break it down a little bit. But at the same time, we've got to work relatively quickly because once we start mixing this stuff up, so we've got 45 minutes work time. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to brush down the wall where we've got to put the panels up. Then we've got to mix up some stuff called concrete into a bucket of water. Mix it all up. Use a brush it onto the wall where we're going to be putting the boards. Then we've got to mix up the adhesive. Put that on the wall in dabs. Put the board up in place. Screw it up with our anchor bolts that we put in the other day. That should be all sweet. Move on to the next one. Then the next one, till we get all the way around the room. Should be sweet. The only one we've got to do a little bit differently is where we boxed in the old bathroom door. because it's a wood frame, we'll have to use a bit of different adhesive there and put a bit of insulation in behind there before we box that one up. But other than that, it's all honky-dory. Let's get this thing done, and fingers crossed we'll get a wall by the end of the day. Well guys, I'm not going to lie to you, that adhesive is hard stuff to work with. So I've had 2 lots now that I don't know whether I'm just mixing it wrong or what, but it goes off before I can even get it on the wall. I thought I was going to be lucky with this one. I got most of it on there and then got to the bucket and it was hard again. I went out and chucked some water in it and just to soften it up, come back, but then the stuff on the wall was hard, so I was buggered. So that's a 20 kilo bag that I've used for 2.5 walls. Not so great, but it is what it is. We're going to have to go and get another bag and hopefully just mix it a bit wetter. Found when it's mixed wet, it seems to go nicely. I thought I could still squeeze it onto this stuff while it was semi-dry, semi-wet. But I pushed it on and there was just a big air gap behind it and I just didn't want that. So took it all off, scraped it all off. We're just going to start again. Get these last 2 bits of paneling on and keep on moving on. Alright guys, so we've just finished plastering the walls and having a bit of cleanup. As you can see, we've got all the seams all nice and done. Even the corners, we had to go and use this corner tape here. I've never used that before, so we had to do a little bit of a research to work out how to actually use it. So you just chuck your plaster on, then you put your tape over the top and kind of just squeeze it in, press it in until it sits on nicely, and it's come up really good. So really happy with the result. As you can see, we've got all the roof even nicely done. So we've still got cornicing to put up, but what we're going to do first is we're just going to go ahead with the sander and just knock the walls back a little bit now. this is unlike the normal plaster we usually use. It takes a couple of days to dry. This stuff's pretty much dry already. So really cool. The only part that's a little bit damp yet is this corner here and around the edge, because they're the last bits we did. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a start on this wall here, go around. It should be fantastic. So saying that, let's go get the vacuum and the sander, get into it. Alright guys, so it's the next day, and as you seen yesterday, we finished up with doing the cornices, and we went around all the base and sealed all the wall at the bottom there. So absolutely everything's looking fantastic. So we've got most of the wall sanded, and as I said yesterday as well, doesn't have to be pedantic about this part because, hey, it's getting a waterproofing over it, and then it's just getting tiles slapped over the top of it, so it should be absolutely fantastic. The only part I didn't get to finish sanding was this part here, so we're going to go back and finish that today. We're going to remove the door frame. I'm thinking we're better off while we're waterproofing, just waterproof all around it, and we'll chuck the door frame back up after we've done all the tiling and stuff. And the other thing is we're going to go and remove all our screws from around the cornices that will hold it up while the adhesive dries. So in saying that, let's get into it, get everything done so we can get some waterproofing down. Alright guys, so they say make the most of every moment. Well, this is my moment I'm going to make the most of. I'm locked in. Dara's not here at the moment, so could be a half hour or so before I get out of here. So I'm just going to keep on moving along, do a bit of vacuuming since I've got that tool in here. I've only got a couple of little tools in here I've just cleaned up. Just come in here sanding and stuff, and yeah, now we're stuck in here. So we'll just keep on moving on, and hopefully Dara will be here soon and we can keep on going. Alright guys, so check it out. We've got 2 coats of waterproofing on the walls now. And this room is looking absolutely fantastic. Check that out. It's pretty hard to believe that it was only last month we were walking in here and there was holes all through the wall, big hole in the ground, no plumbing or anything. Looked like a big bomb site. To what it is now, it's looking absolutely fantastic. So you might have noticed when I put the waterproofing on, for the first coat we went side to side with the brush. The second coat we did up and down with the brush. Now I got told by a mate that's in the building trade, he said this is the best way to do it because it gets more coverage, gives you a better seal, and it just makes sure it gets into all the nicks and crannies there. So super cool little trick there. We've done it and it's looking absolutely fantastic, really happy. But we are going to call that a wrap for this video, and we'd just like to take a second and say thank you for your love and support to the channel. We really do appreciate you taking the time to sit down and watch our videos. It really does mean a lot to us. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like button down below. Set your notifications for upcoming videos, because there's still plenty more on this house build to come. And we just keep on building. You can join us on Facebook or Instagram, StayTrue TV. Jump on, follow us along, get the inside scoop before YouTube. As for that, stay real, stay safe, and we'll catch you next time.